So my next kind of set of questions for you is about support in our platform, right? Like where you can log in and to our ticketing platform and reach out to the team. How's the support been? What do you feel like you're able to? Do you feel like you're always able to get help when you need it? Just kind of share your experience in our support
Yeah, no,
platform.
support is great. It's real quick, you know. And even if I ask, even if I ask a question, and you guys give me the answer. I may not ever reply, but I still get messages saying, "Hey, you gave me the answer. Did you reply? Did you see? Did you see? Did you see it?" So the support is really, really good.
Welcome to the Service Bureau Accelerator podcast, where we help tax professionals start and scale a successful service bureau.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Service Bureau Accelerator interview series. I am here with Ross and Randy. Ross, if you want to go ahead and kick it off.
For sure. So Randy, welcome to the call. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty awesome. How you guys doing?
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Happy to have you here. So Randy, real quick, I always like to get started with kind of a little introduction. So if you would be so kind, introduce yourself real quick for everyone listening to this video. Maybe share a little bit about your background in the industry, how you became a service bureau, and we'll just kind of take it from there.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So my name is Randy Page. I started off with Liberty Tax in 2007. Um, Grew that business to 12 offices in 3 different states. Do a little over 2 million a year. I left Liberty back in, I want to say 2000, like 2 or 3 years ago. Even before then, I wanted to leave and kind of venture off on myself. The way I became in SBA is just having communication with Board Deep.
He
Actually
wouldn't he
started up.
wouldn't stop he wouldn't stop bothering you about it.
It's not even to stop. We kept on talking. He actually signed me up, but I just never took it seriously until like 2 years ago. That's when I really took it seriously.
Yeah, he was one of those people that had it set up, paid us money, and didn't do shit.
I didn't do anything for like it was for a while. I think it was for like 3 years. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. You just signed up from the very beginning. You got a legacy deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the first,
best.
yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I mean, had you like, I was just kind of curious, like, had you thought of the business of like the service bureau business model before? Like, obviously, I know like you talking
No,
with Paul Deep, he kind of like explained a little bit, but like, what was what made the difference between like 3 years not touching anything to like now, where you're like, okay, I kind of get it.
yeah. I mean, I didn't understand what it was. I just knew it was a software. I didn't understand like the full understanding of it until I got into a situation with the franchise, and I kind of was forced out. So I had to like learn as quickly as possible. And at that point, I mean, I didn't have a choice. I had to like get to something different. I thought about just doing everything myself, but knowing who Board Deep is and really understanding the program, I thought this would be the best way to go.
Awesome, got it. So moving forward into today, because I know like we've like we've had a couple tickets back and forth with your presentation, everything like that. I'm familiar with your process, but if you just want to share for everyone on this interview, like what have you been doing over the last like couple of years to grow your service bureau further? What kind of your business model, I would say, are you working with new preparers? Are you working with EROs? What's kind of been that strategy for you?
Yeah, so I didn't start like the actual like I guess recruiting or getting new people until last summer.
Hmm.
So at that point, I think that's when I really understand there's a more of a different revenue stream as opposed to just doing tax returns. So last year I started, and last year we did okay, but it was just a lot going on last year trying to figure out just getting my feet wet. And we did pretty well last year. Uh, I think this year's a little bit different now because I understand a lot more now. I kind of went through the ropes of last year. Met a lot of cool people at convention. I think that was another breakthrough going to convention, meeting people doing, seeing what they're doing that's a little differently and kind of just fine tuning some of the things that I've been doing. My process right now is just focusing on new preparers and people with experience, EROs. And a lot of ads are run through Facebook. That's where I got a lot of people from. It's mainly Facebook. We have a little over 100 new people signed up as of now,
Nice.
and about 50 people coming back from last year. So the process now is really to kind of focus on them just doing bank products and just train them on that. The next goal too, in about 2 weeks, is gonna start like a software only kickoff where we just sell the software only and not really anything else. So I want to get that process going and see how well that goes too. and everything is done through Tax Nitro. You know, it's a to get started, it's a little confusing and there's a lot that goes into it, but once you understand it, it does so much and it helps out with a lot of the process. It really does.
Mhm.
Like having like an assistant, for the most part, that does a lot of the work.
Yeah. So I always kind of like explain that to people when like new people coming through, like, oh, should I get Tax Nitro? It's like, it's definitely a great tool, but here's what's going to happen. You're going to get into it. You're going to be super overwhelmed and
Yeah,
confused by it because there's
absolutely.
so much that it can do.
Absolutely.
But just like everything, right? I mean, first time you dove into into a new tax software, right? It's like, yeah, it's a little confusing, overwhelming because you don't know where to click or how things work a certain different way. But the more time you spend in it, the more natural it becomes, right? And same thing with Tax Nitro. It's like
Yeah.
just the more time you spend in it, playing around and just kind of seeing how it works, it
Mhm.
just starts to make more and more sense. And then it just becomes a really effective tool. Like I honestly couldn't imagine trying to run a business
Yeah, I
without
couldn't
a
either.
CRM system, right?
I couldn't either. And it's so much cheaper. Like when you compare all the tools that you would need to run any type of business, it does everything in one system. You know, I explain that to people too. Like you're saving a lot of money just using that Tax Nitro by
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, versus like DocuSign and,
Yeah.
a payment
Mhm.
tool, and then you need like a learning platform and
Mhm.
then marketing, email, text, phone. Yeah,
Mhm.
it adds up. Yeah.
One thing I did do too that I stole from you guys was I built my own Mighty Networks.
Yep.
I built my
For
own
your own training
training.
platform, yeah.
Yeah, I built my own training platform. That's been a hit. You know, so a lot of recordings are on there. A lot of trainings that we do are on there. So I pretty much copy what you guys did. And I mean, it took me a while to build up Mighty Networks. That is a lot of work too. But I pretty much just copy everything you guys do is pretty much the same format, same same everything.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know Mighty Network, it's a good platform. It's, they've had like I always have a bit of a love-hate relationship. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, where people have to, like, accept an invitation to, like,
Yeah,
the new training section,
yeah,
like, you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
just manually
Mm-hmm.
enroll them.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, like
That was no,
I
yeah,
lose
yeah.
my shit over that all the
Mm-hmm.
time. I'm like, I wanna put this customer in this training
Mm-hmm.
without them, like, accepting the invite, but it has to be done that way,
Yeah.
so that's my only gripe with it. I wish I could just, like, overrule that and be like, "No, this person now has access to this training immediately.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to do anything."
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
always this what I've noticed, right? People miss the invitation. Like, "I don't have access." And I'm like, "Let me send the invite again. Go accept it. Now you're in." It's a bit frustrating. But so you mentioned a lot of, like, you're running a lot of ads and stuff on Facebook for your customers. I wanted to kinda ask your input on like on the training platform that we do provide, right? All the training that we have. How have you been able to really kind of leverage that whether it comes to like running ads on Facebook, like the presentation stuff? What's been that experience going through our training platform and kind of like really tapping into some of the strategies we teach there?
I mean, I just pretty much do everything you guys said to do. As far as like, well, let's start with the ads first. So I don't have like an organic. I don't like other. I don't have
Presence,
a
like
big audience or
yeah.
whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
have that.
the
You know.
organic presence.
Right. Right. Using our platforms the way you guys said to like design your ads, and I use ChatGPT a lot as well to help too. You know the way the way we look for different audiences, just trying out different ads. You know, some ads work, some ads don't work. You know, a lot of it is just plug and play. You know, like last year, for example, I think I was at maybe my lowest was like $11 per I guess per click or per ad or something like that.
Per
Now I'm at
lead.
like
Yeah.
$2, maybe $3 per ad per click.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. So I got
Nice.
that down a lot, based on like some of the trainings that you guys did. My conversion, I would like that to be a lot better, and that's something I'm gonna work on, I guess next year to see how to do that. We get so pretty much people sign off for Facebook. We do like three calls per week. Tuesday at 7, Thursday at 7, and Saturday at 11 a.m. And we typically get about 20 to 30 people on the call. We average about maybe 10 sales, 10% each call between on the call and follow up between during the week. And that's how we got to like a little over 100. So we actually kicked this off August 1st, and then we ended it actually yesterday for this part of the program.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Those are good numbers. That's good metrics. Like conversion. Yeah, 10% on show to actually closing. Yeah, that's all. Those are good numbers for sure. Nice. So long story short, just tapping into a lot of the training and leveraging, but it also seems like you're also doing which is like that's a big differentiator from a lot of people. It's like follow the framework, but also like put your own twist on it, right? Like put your own personality and like dial it in yourself as well. Make those tweaks.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no, I mean, again, like, majority of the tweaks I'll probably get from you guys. So, like, if I get stuck somewhere with Axe and you guys tell me, well, put your picture on there, for example, or, do a video with yourself on there. So a lot of stuff I really get from you guys, I don't think I try not to overthink the process a lot. Like, for example, if I see something you guys did, I just try to see another way to improve it to move a little quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, a lot of spreadsheets you guys have, those could be done in Tax Nitro in the forms or survey section. There's a little things like that I could do, and then once you understand how Tax Nitro work, from completing an agreement to completing your onboarding, we do referrals now. So there's a referral form that after everyone signs up, they get a thank you for signing up, and they ask if you want to refer somebody, you get $50. So we got people through that way. For example, we do like surveys after a call is done. We do engagement through Tax Nitro. So there's a lot of things extra that we do. But a lot of it, the framework really came from like some of the trainings that you guys did. I don't think I did anything outside the ordinary. Maybe some suggestions from ChatGPT a little bit. Um, but again, this is all from social media. Nothing is from like organic.
Yeah, just run the ads, right?
On the ads, yeah, that actually do work on the ads.
So that was a big for those who weren't there. That was a big quote from the convention this year.
Hmm.
Just run the damn ads. Yeah. Awesome. So my next kind of set of questions for you is about support in our platform, right? Like where you can log in and to our ticketing platform and reach out to the team. How's the support been? What do you feel like you're able to? Or do you feel like you're always able to get help when you need it? Just kind of share your experience in our support
Yeah, and the
platform.
support is great. It's real quick, you know. And even if I ask, even if I, even if I ask a question, and you guys give me the answer. I may not ever reply, but I still get messages saying, "Hey, you gave me the answer. Did you reply? Did you see? Did you see? Did you see it?" So the support is really really good. And also, I took that from you guys too. Like I created my own support system using Zoho, the same program you have. I'm doing that too with the preparers we signed up. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, the support been really really good.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I know we had a good little back and forth there too on the presentations as well that you were doing.
Hmm.
It's good to see you in there reaching out when you need it. I think that's the one thing if I could say to anyone, even if our members are listening to this, it's like the support goes beyond the software and like just the software support. It's
Yeah.
also like the business, right? Marketing and
Mhm.
ads and stuff. And it's like that's a big part of what we do that I feel like not enough people leverage it like they
See,
need
one
to.
one thing about Randy is he does the work, right? So I remember when he
Yeah.
put in the ticket with he gave us a bunch of slides. I'm like, Randy, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you're saying? Like, record a video of you actually doing the presentation. And then, like, the next day or the day after, there was actually a video with here's the presentation.
From an actual, I think it was an actual live presentation too. It was like
Yeah,
you were
well,
on
that's
with
presentation,
people
yeah.
and it was like a recording. I was like, okay, good. Yeah. Now let's work on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fine tuned now, man. Yeah, I do want to get like my conversion to be up a little higher. I know like with Facebook it's a little difficult. I guess that's considered cold leads or whatever. But I would definitely like to, because we do get a lot of leads from Facebook, a lot of leads.
Yep.
To get the conversion up to like 20% would be dope.
Is that conversion like 20% leads into customers or leads into attending the webinar? Like what do you know what your show rate is between
Yeah, so
leads
my
to getting
show
onto
rate,
those calls?
yeah, my show rate is between 37 and 42%.
No, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so we have a pretty
That's
good
good.
show rate. Yeah. So typically on every call is about between 25, around 20, 25 people are on the call. So yeah, so about close to 35 to 42% show up. And then again, probably do about 10% sales. And some people on the call, but through our follow-up methods, we normally get about 10% from that call.
Yeah, I
Are,
remember one of the things that I brought up to you because you kept bothering me. It was a bit last year, like, hey, I need to get more leads to. I'm like, your problem isn't getting more leads; it's everything after the lead part,
Yeah,
right? So it's not usually a ads thing; it's a follow up and like
definitely
converting
one.
from the webinar. How do we improve the webinar conversion metrics? Ross, you were going to say something?
yeah, I was going to ask Rainy on the end of the webinar, do you go direct to do you like do a price reveal and go direct to a checkout or is it
Yeah.
direct to
I do
like
the
an
same thing you
application
guys
and
do,
calendar?
right? I go through like the drop down, show the value, total value, price. All right, click here to enroll. I get out the webinar. Go to the actual site,
Calendar page
the page,
or like the actual
how to
site. Yeah.
enroll, your options to enroll, or why you should enroll, and I go through the process of what happens after you enroll. What are the 4 steps? So you enroll, you get a welcome email, get your agreement, then you have to do your onboarding form, then you get access to our training hub, and then we do the trainings.
What
Got it.
are you so you're charging them from the webinar? You're not booking phone calls?
Yeah, they get charged from the webinar. Now, on the webinar, if they don't sign up on the webinar, at the very end when I ask questions, I open the floor to question. People ask a lot of questions, and we see how many people are booking. Maybe 2 minutes before we actually close out the webinar, I say, by the way, for those of you on the fence who need some more questions, here's a link to book a one-on-one call with my team for any other questions.
Right. So the challenge with that is the people that are leaving because of price or other reasons because maybe their questions weren't answered, they're not waiting till you fucking give them that booking link. They're already gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you able to track your attendance and like at the sticking rate? At what point do you see drop off attendees?
Yeah,
Are
as
you
soon
able to
as, I
see any
mean,
of those metrics?
as soon as the price of it comes, there's a drop off.
You drop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
So
On the what about
um,
the follow up sequence? For people who have attended, do you have a segmented audience of people who attended the webinar?
So one more time.
So you can see like who actually, do you have an audience segmented so that you can see who actually attended the webinar, like who got to the end?
who attended but didn't buy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's very important.
So that's
That's
yeah.
very
So
important.
this could be a huge bump in your conversions. After, what you want to do is be able to segment the audience to see who actually attended the webinar and watched the majority of it, at least got to the call to action, or at least watched some of it, whatever. Invite them to book a call, right? Do a text campaign, an email campaign, a call campaign, follow up with all those people. Hey, you attended the webinar, but for whatever reason didn't move forward. We'd love to, jump on a call. Let's discuss the program, answer any questions you may have. The biggest reason why is like we never go direct to cart. We don't go direct to checkout because we know with a product like tax software, right? Even though I know you have more of a program and a system, but at the end of the day, the tax software is a part of it, right? People are always going to have these weird little questions, and it may just be 1 or 2 questions, but they're not going to buy anything until they get those 1 or 2 questions answered, right? So if we can get them on the phone, answer those 1 or 2 questions, then they're ready to, like, I can even tell you the amount of phone calls we've had with SBA where people get on our calendar. They're like, I just need this 1 question answered. We answer the question, like, send the doc, done. But if they never got on that call, if they never got that 1 answer question, they would never be a customer of ours, right? So I feel like there could be a real massive opportunity there to either, if you want to do the pricing, if you want to send people direct to checkout right then and there, that's fine. What I would do is I would not wait though to try to get more people to buy. I would immediately give people an option. It's like, hey, now if you are on the fence, if there's some questions that you have, we want to invite you to book a call, like, right, book a no obligation call where you can get on the phone with our team, ask questions, and just make sure the program's a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the opportunity to move there, to get onto that call with you
As soon as possible.
as soon as possible, because there's going to be a lot of drop off if that opportunity isn't presented.
Who do you
So
have doing the sales call? Do you have like a salesperson to do calls and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
So
actually answer questions?
yeah. So I have 2 people on my team that, like, after the call is over the next day, whoever didn't, like,
Are the
buy, they call them.
But how do you but how do you know who didn't buy if you don't even track attendance of
No,
who
that I
attended?
do. I thought you meant who drops off in the middle. That I don't do, but, like,
Okay, yeah, you need to know who's going from the whole way.
yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, at the end of the call, I mean, you have to register on Zoom. Zoom shows a list of people who are on the call. So those people
pull the
we send over
sheet and you go
to
tag them.
follow up.
Yeah.
People who didn't
Yeah,
join,
it's
those to miss.
a lot of work there for sure. But no, there's an opportunity there, and then maybe even are you still doing them live? I mean, you could even do a live one where you take everybody to a phone call and see how those convert.
Yeah. Just change the back end. So instead of going to checkout, just duplicate your slide, change the back end where instead of sending them to checkout, send them directly to the calendar. Don't even show them direct to checkout. Just at the end, flip it where you just go right, boom, here's value. Here's the total price. If you guys are ready to rock and roll, your next step is to schedule a enrollment call or schedule a walkthrough call where we'll go through everything, make sure we get any questions answered. We'll walk you through the enrollment process and get you set up. Here's the calendar page. I'll drop it in chat. Just go watch like one of our replays or something and see exactly like how we do that. It's basically do that process
And
instead
you
of
could
sending to checkout.
and you could still do like, here's what happens after you sign up. Here's a welcome email, blah blah blah. You could still do all that. I would give that a shot. See if you can convert at a higher percentage by doing a few of those straight from webinar to phone call.
Okay.
Now, the other thing too is just make sure that the follow-up is dialed in on the phone call, the confirmation email, text messages, phone calls to make sure you confirm the appointments to make sure they show. There is going to be some, here's what's going to happen, right? You say you have X amount of sales, going from webinar to appointment, you're going to have a lot more appointments, but then there's also going to be a no-show rate,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have
I've seen that
maybe there's
happen.
going to be like, you want to aim for like a 70% show rate. If you can get 70%, that's really, really good. Where 70% of the people who book in, they're actually going to show up on the call. And then from there, I mean, you could have like a 50% closing rate. So it's just looking at that data and looking at those numbers and feeling like, okay, well, where's the most, like, how are we converting the most and how can we tweak and change some things like that? But I would definitely 100% test that, drive people to a phone call and see what those numbers look like. Do that for a week or two and just switch that format and be like, all right,
Okay.
let's
I could do that. Yeah.
what our conversion looks like here.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that.
Cool.
Oh,
So
this
couple
went
last
off the
questions.
rails to a whole
Yeah, no,
different.
it was good though. We usually don't get into too much strategy on these calls, but I was like, you know what? For the sake of the episode, like, why not? Let's go into some details here. Just kind of,
No, no,
share a
this is
little
very
bit
helpful. This is
with the
helpful. Yeah.
audience. Yeah,
Absolutely.
give you some value as well at the same time. Win-win. Cool. So couple other questions I also want to go through. We were talking about support there. As you guys can see, this is this is basically a lot of the support that we do as well with strategy. But what do you, so like moving forward, looking at next year for your service bureau, is there anything that's like top of mind? Like, what are you most excited about next year moving into your service
I'm
bureau?
excited about pushing these people to do bank products. Last year they didn't do a lot of bank products, so I really want to. I really need to help them to understand how important doing a bank product is and get them started as early as possible. And that's going to be the goal for the next couple months with these people on the training, is to push them to do bank products.
Got it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the formula. You know how to say, hey, these are the ideal target clients that you're looking for, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
And also, I
Cool.
guess the next thing will be too is how to. I mean, for the people who are, and that's what I'm going to separate the people who are EROs and have experience. I'm gonna have them one category, but we have brand new people. I want to be able to teach the brand new people how to get clients too. So trying to structure that is going to be a little challenging, but that's something I'm working on this week.
Yeah. And I want to mention something too, just for the sake of this episode, just in case there's any people watching. It was very, very interesting. So like myself getting into the industry, I mean, obviously I, first started with Ball Deep, working with you balls and kind of seeing what you had done in the industry. And there was the whole time that we ran early season marketing where we were running like marketing for tax offices, right? There was very few people that, that we worked with, and then moving into the service bureau industry, right? Working with you, Randy, on that side. It's like, there's not a lot of people that I met that actually had like large, well-established businesses in the tax industry. Mostly were like single owner operators, but there's really only two people like in the industry that I met so far that actually had some large businesses and had that experience. That was like yourself, Randy, and there was another client that we worked with way back. But I think it's like the coolest thing about that is that you have so much value that you can bring to the table for your EROs and everyone that you're mentoring. It's like, that's why I was really excited to see what kind of damage you can put on the board with the service bureau business model, because I just know like how much you can actually pour into people, what you've done in the tax industry as well. And I say that because Ball Deep has a very important question at the end of this call, just to let everyone know kind of my experience in the industry, where it's like, oh, Randy, it's like, oh, he knows his shit. So really excited to see what you can, keep doing in the service bureau. But my final question for you, Randy, is, there's a lot of people kind of on the fence. They're looking at joining the Service Bureau Accelerator program. What sort of feedbacks, comments, or word of advice would you give to anyone looking at joining the Service Bureau
Yeah,
Accelerator?
the longer you wait, the more you're gonna fail. That'll probably be the first thing I'll say too. The worst thing is indecision. That's one thing I've learned in life. You know what I'm saying? So the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be. Don't wait. I think you have a great, I've seen a lot of different programs out there, and I have to say a lot of people that came through my program, they also say that they went through a lot of different programs. and they said that my program is probably the best ones they've seen so far. But my program is really, a lot of it really is based off the stuff I learned from you guys for the most part. And some stuff I retained throughout my business experience too. But the key thing is, if you're on the fence, I mean, that's a dangerous thing to be in business in general. Like you shouldn't even, if you're in the fence, you shouldn't be in business at all. You should really know what you want to do and move quickly, But as far as SBA is concerned, this what I see. I think, first of all, you guys care, which is really, really good. There's a saying that goes that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So that'll be the most important part. Second, you guys come with like two different realms of experience. I think that's a great part as well. You guys have amazing connections, which is also great. And you guys understand technology. I think nowadays where the tax business is not even a niche anymore, technology is really, really important. Like how you frame that, how you go to that, how you grow. I think all that is important, and there's no other. And I've looked. There's no other program like this out there, you know. And if I have to say, with the kind of support you guys give, like we were talking about earlier, it's not just. I don't really ask for tax support, but a lot of support I personally ask for is just how to do like business support, strategy, And I have never heard anybody on your team say no, or I don't know, or you know. It's always been like some type of, I don't want to say hand holding, but just really, really great guidance, and I think that's important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Love
for
it.
that, Randy. Well, I got one final thing for you. For the millions watching at home, they're watching this. They're like, "Oh, I want to learn how to build my 7-figure tax business from Randy because he's actually done it before." Randy, how do they find you?
Oh, you can find me on social media, Instagram, my email address, our page at diamondeaglellc.com. You can call me 570-460-8391. Just text me. Don't call, text.
Well, it's
All
too late
right.
now. You put the number out there.
Too late
Don't
now.
call, bro. I'm not gonna pick up.
Text. Just text. Hey,
So-
Randy, I heard you on the SBA
Right,
podcast.
yep.
I want to work with you.
Mhm.
There you go.
Awesome. All right.
One more thing
Thanks
to
for-
add too. You guys have a very
Yep.
big network of people on your team. I mean, when I say your team, I'm talking about like other SBA people. And even when I met a lot of them in convention, networking is really important. Like I did hook up with a couple people who's been, has given me advice too, and has been like really instrumental in like some direction too. So having a network of how many people you have on your on the SBA is really important.
Awesome.
For sure. Yeah, that's big in business, right? Being able to
Yeah,
network.
networking
Like
is really
I
good,
know that, I mean, that's how Ball Leap and I met, right? It's through like networking, just in like the agency years way back when. But I mean, it's huge because you can find, partners that you never would have even expected, or just learn things from each other. Even though you're technically in competition, it's like, hey, we can still learn from each other
Absolutely, yeah,
and work
absolutely.
together. So cool. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for being here, Randy.
But thanks for having me.
Right.